The RMFL acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of country throughout its league area. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge elders past, present and emerging.
Welcome to Before the Game, proudly brought to you by The Professionals.
Hello everybody and welcome to Before the Game. It is round 18, the very last round of the normal season, and I'm Matthew Hood. Welcome everybody. Before the Game is brought to you by Professionals Murray Bridge, so a big thank you to them. And I'd like to welcome first of all the captain of RMFL TV, Shane Snell. Welcome.
Thanks, Hoodie. Great day to be here. A bit chilly, but pretty pleasant, nice footy conditions.
A bit chilly. If it gets any colder, I'm going to have to give Baz a cuddle here in a minute. But and
he's mine.
The king of the Mallee, Baz Barrett. Welcome, mate.
Thanks,
How are
mate.
you?
Good to be here.
And happy birthday for yesterday.
Yep, 43 yesterday.
43?
So, yeah, you wouldn't believe that, would you?
You are amazing looking for 43, aren't you? So
yep, another birthday, but all done.
And you got looked after, did you?
No, we were actually shearing yesterday.
Shearing.
So I had the pleasure of the company of the shearers, which was interesting.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
All good.
Yeah, no, that's good. Well, happy birthday for yesterday anyway. And also, I just want to check, have you done any practice this week on your buzzer for Matt's quiz? So you're a little bit off the pace last week.
It's terrible. I actually got some feedback from Owen last week and said you're an embarrassment, get it right.
Ooh,
so I've been
no.
practicing with my buzzer at home. So
Absolutely. Good.
Here we go.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Captain, let's get straight into it. We've got a new sponsor today for our stats for the last round today.
Here we have.
And
Do you want to know who it is?
Yes, I'd love to know.
It's Hyde's retaining wall and fencing. So Nick Hyde, from there it is, Hyde, up on your screen there, Hyde fencing and retaining. So they'll be looking after live stats today and obviously doing the coding for the Suns as well. So thanks a lot to that organisation. And happens to be the coach of the Suns as well. So
Absolutely. So don't be afraid to give Nick a call if you for all your fencing and retaining wall needs and everything else. Also, just moving on, junior medal count, Captain. What's going on there?
Yeah, so we've got a live stream coming up on the 6th of September. As you can see, clubs will probably get their juniors gathered in like they have done in the past. And obviously we've got new clubs in the league here as well, so hopefully they take part, have a pie night and get the kids around and they can watch the live count. And hopefully we might get to talk to the eventual winners, you never know. So 7 o'clock, Wednesday, September the 6th.
Lovely work. Thank you, Captain. Big day tomorrow, Baz. What's going on?
Junior Carnival at Lameroo. Drove past there yesterday. It's set up, looking great. So, yeah, if you've got a chance, get along to Lameroo and have a look at all the junior talent running around in Rivermurra footy.
Great stuff. And also, with next week, with our first week of the finals, we will be covering all games next week. And I'm just going to announce who we've, and this is no expense has been barred here, I tell you, when the names I'm about to read out. Now, for special comments, we're going to have Alex Butts-Button, the king of the Mallee, Mr. Baz Barrett, alongside me here. Mr. Football, Johnny Klusky, is going to be on special comments, and on the bench will be Wayne Griffiths. So we'll just pull him in and out as we need to. And with the commentating, we're going to have Joshy Noy, just depending on his availability with playing. Scott Chili Chandler's on board, so we're looking forward to seeing what he's got to say. And all the way from the Field of Dreams, Mark Steinert is going to be on board as well. And of course yourself, Captain, and myself. So
a bit of fun.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Busy 4 weeks, but
absolutely
looking forward to the final. It should be a great series.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be unbelievably great. So stay tuned to that. Let's get straight into it. Let's have a look at our sponsors, and Baz is just going to run through them for us.
Yep. So major sponsor Swanport Hotel, Annual awards: Stacia Irrigation Fodder Player of the Year, Dutton's Leading Goal Kicker Goal of the Year and Team of the Year, McHugh's Bakery and Lunch Trucks Mark of the Year, Chemist King Lower Parker Club Championships. The weekly awards helped out by McHugh's Bakery and Lunch Trucks Mark of the Day, Dutton's Goal of the Day, Smiley Car Wash and Farm Fresh Markets Player of the Day, Player of the Day, Elders Rising Star Best 21 and Under, Murray Sales Defender of the Day, Crowey's Paints 1%er Coin Toss and Weatherwall. The replays brought to us by Red Arc, umpires supported by Enelben, and final stats Eckert Earth Movers.
Thanks, Bads. Much appreciated for that. And we're going to have a look now at the League Awards, and we're going to start off with the Chemist King Club of the Year. Snelly, what's the story there?
Yeah, so obviously Mind Around is concluding today. Imps will finish on top with 102, Maipo 86, Jervois 71, Tailem Ben 70, Cat 64, Suns 58, Ramblers 26, Manham 25 and the Storm 8.
Lovely work. And we're going to have a look now at the Dash Irrigation and Fodder round 17 votes. First game, Imps v Jervois.
Tate Silverlock is outstanding with 3 votes, Ben Gogol got 2 and Johnny Boras got 1.
Manham v Mallee Districts, Captain.
Yeah, Ramblers v Mallee Districts, Bryce Yench picked up the 3, Mick O'Malley the 2 and Henry Olsen from the Storm got the 1.
Ramblers v Tailem Ben.
Alex Pfeiffer got 3, Jared Whalen got 2 and Nathan Stark 1.
Cats v Maipolonga.
3 to Hamish Dow, 2 to Alex Stitterford and 1 to Paddy Davies.
And so the leaders are out on front, 19 with Rory O'Driscoll and 18 Jack Penfold, 17 Josh Scott and 13 Alex Pfeiffer. Did I get O'Driscoll's first name right in that time?
Rory?
Rory, yes. I think I've been calling him Ryan, I reckon, for most of the season. But
Rory one little bit.
good stuff. We've got that right at long last on last round of the year. Leading goal kickers, please, Baz.
So with 53, Sammy the Colonel Sanders, 51, Johnny Boras, 50, Josh Scott, 32, Stephen Mills and Lockie Thomas, and Tommy Keogh's got 31.
Fantastic. And we'll have a look at the Swanport Hotel ladder. Out on the front is, out in the lead is on top, is the Suns with 26. Jervois are also on 26. It's just percentage splitting the difference there. Imperial's on 22, Cats 18, Maipo 14, Ramblers are on 12, Manham 8, Tailem Ben 4, the Storm are 2. And it's only 0.96% difference between the Suns and Jervois, so there's a little bit to be played out there.
On that, I talked to Heath Bosley just a while ago. He worked it out. He had the abacus out there at
Right.
Kinneroo or anything like that, and the set square and the slide rule and everything like that. He seems to think that they have to win by 40 points or so to secure, and if they win by the same margin as what
Yep.
Jervois and Rams.
Right.
Something like that anyway.
It's
Don't
very
ask me any more than that.
It's complicated, put it that way. So, Dutton's Team of the Week. Well, how did things pan out this week, Captain?
Yeah, so a couple of young stars, back pockets. Benfit Bagazi played a really good game last week against Imps for Jervois, and Henry Turner from the Cats. Nathan Stark, captain coach, or the coach, sorry, I don't think he's the captain, but he's the coach out at Tailem Ben. Pretty solid game on the wing. Good to see Jared Whalen slipping in a forward pocket there. Coach Adam Moller after a close win over Maipo, and the umpire was Snake Shenchuk.
Lovely work, and just at this point we'd like to thank our great sponsors for the whole year. They've been fantastic. Professionals, Murray
Certainly.
Bridge, they're just fantastic. So if you're anything in the real estate game, Murray Bridge surrounding areas, if you're buying, you're selling, or want a rental, whatever, or got a house to rent, make sure you give David Clark a call, and he will certainly look after you. But a big thank you to them for sponsoring before the game this year.
Want to see him back next year.
Absolutely, yeah, no, they've been great. Let's have a look at last week's result.
Do you want to bring
well-
Rocket in here?
No, we'll just save that for a minute. We'll
He's
bring.
sitting there over on his own.
We're going to bring him in next. We'll bring him in next. So
I just like to railroad your show.
yeah, I know. We're building it up here. Well, I was building it up. Okay, we have got a very special guest about to come in and talk. So we'll get straight after the last week's results. We're going to bring our special guest in.
For him. He's sitting over on the rail.
He's loving it. He's just watching more footy. It's not like he hasn't watched much footy in his time, but no, we're lucky. We have got Rodney Rocket Maynard coming in for Matt's quiz, and also for the tips for today's games as well in a minute. So. Let's start off with last week's results. First game, please, Baz.
Yep, Ramblers 77, Tailem 34, so a margin of 43 points there. Best for Ramblers, Jared Whalen. For Tailem Ben, Nathan Stark. Leading goal kickers, Ramblers, Jared Whalen got 3. And Scotty Chili Chandler got 2 for Tailem.
Next game, please, Captain.
Yeah, Manham 89 defeated the Storm 54, margin of 35 points there. Bryce Yench Best for Manham for the Storm, Henry Olsen. Leading goal kicker was Bryce Yench and Dylan Ribbons with 3 each. And Shane Pate kicked 3 for the Storm.
That's
Yep, cracking game of footy. I had a look at this one. Jervois defeated Imps by 11 points in the end. Best for Jervois, Lockie Thomas, and best for Imperials, Ben Gogol. I think he might have hurt his arm.
I think he's going to be okay though. It's not a fracture. I think it's a hyperextension. So I think he's going to be okay, which is good news.
it's good news.
Good news.
Absolutely.
Yep, leading goal kickers for Imps, 2 each to Harley and Montgomery, Luke Harrifield, Jack Penfold, and Sean Sandwich. For Taylor, 1 each to Lucas, Hunter, Adam Lee, and Josh Tinry. I reckon that should be.
It's not Taylor, Ben.
That's all right.
That's my first mistake
We
ever.
all make mistakes.
No, it's the first one ever.
Pretty consistent. Woody,
Yeah, I like to make
just about every second week you make your first mistake.
Yeah, ever. So,
That's all right.
yeah, well, I was doing this at 11:30 last night.
Yeah, okay.
And so that would have been.
That would have been Imps.
and it would have been Jervois.
Lucas
Yeah,
Hunter
sorry.
does not play for
Mucked
Imps,
that up.
but that's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, goal
Never
kickers for
mind.
Jervois, can we remember?
I reckon Johnny
Scotty got a
Boris-
few.
Boris
did.
would have got 2 or 3, I reckon.
Oh yeah, the goal kickers that's for Imps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kicked 6.
Did he?
He kicked 6, 4 in the second quarter.
Who did that?
Boris.
Okay. Yeah.
But I reckon Scotty got 3
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
for Jervois.
Yeah.
something
Sorry
like
about that. Last game, please, Captain.
Yeah, Hamish Dow, best for the Curran Cats when they defeated Maipo just by the 5 points, so 63 to 58. Best for Maipo, Mitchell Bowley, and Sam Sanders and Hamish Dow kicked 3 each. And goal kickers were Toddy Howes and Jack Wilkins for Maipalonga.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Captain. Now we're going to bring in our specialist. Come in, please, Rodney Rocket Maynard. Have a seat. We're going to talk Male Medal Night, so
righto.
so we'll have a bit of a talk about that. And so the Male Medal Night is the 18th of September, and it's going to be live on RMFL TV from the Murray Racecourse. And we're going to have a little bit of a look at each side. We'll just run through first of all. Baz, I want to talk. Let's talk Storm first of all. Who's your players there? You got your notes
I've
there.
got a few notes here.
Yep.
Yeah, Storm, tough year. Only won 1 game. I'd suggest that Riley Bowles will be their highest vote winner, and maybe Chris Rudiger might pick up a few, but won't be a lot of vote getters at the Storm, I would have thought.
Anyone that comes to mind out the Storm there, Rocket?
No, I think he can't. I thought Henry Olsen, he played well against us a couple of times. I thought he'd be up there. So and Bowles has been good too. He was one of their better ones as well.
Both of them have Bowles and Olsen have both been the best players 9 times. So so I think
Another one who might have caught the eye, but he missed about 5 or 6 or 7 weeks with them is Vines. But he had a
He did.
his season. So.
And we're probably not going to ask the captain too much here because being the secretary of the Remote Football League, he actually does know the vote. So so we're not going to actually ask him who he thinks.
There is a price on bribing.
Yeah, exactly. But there wouldn't be enough to bribe you all.
And I have framed a market too.
Yeah. Talon Ben, let's have a look at Talon Ben. Your thoughts at Talon Ben?
Yep, Salem. Interesting. Aiden Coakley, I reckon he would have been winning the medal
Absolutely.
come round 5 or 6. Just outstanding at the start. I think he had a few games pushing 50 possessions.
Yeah.
So that has to get him in the votes. I'm really impressed with Brody Edwards. I think he will poll some votes, and consistent Daniel Perks. But again, didn't win enough games to have the winner. But I'd expect an even spread over those 3 fellas.
Your thoughts on Talon Ben?
No, he covered it pretty well.
Yeah.
They were my 3 too. I thought Daniel Perk's always there.
Yeah.
Centre halfback, takes a lot of marks around the ground, jumps in, kicks the goal. Brody Edwards, exciting young player too.
Yeah, he is. He's been, I think, back to Glenelg a couple of times, Brody Edwards. So I think, but he's been in Talon's 10 best times, Brody Edwards, and Perks has been 11. So that sort of tells you that those two should be somewhere, around the mark. Manham, thoughts there?
Yeah, again, probably haven't won enough games to have a winner, but really impressed with Dylan Rubens. I think I did have a look. I reckon he's been on the best 11 times.
Yeah.
That's very consistent.
And kicked the 14 goals too.
Absolutely. So I expect him to get a few votes, but he might be, sort of 7th or 8th, somewhere in that range, but has had a very consistent season. Other than that, I don't think there'll be too many vote getters for Manham.
Keller in there, maybe?
Yeah, Keller's.
He was one
Even though I can't say anything.
You're not in your head as Keller's a
not
chance.
many
Yeah.
Mick
not
O'Malley,
looking
I
at
think, is always steady and consistent. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't play against us the first time, so I didn't see him.
No.
He's been all right. He's been in the best players quite a bit, I
He has, 10 times for Mick O'Malley and Ribbons 11, as you said. So, but I don't think any winners from there. Ramblers.
Yeah, Alex Pfeiffer, standout in that
And
group.
only half a season too
Absolutely.
for Pfeiffer. So
I actually reckon he could have pushed it if he played the whole season.
agree.
Because he's a standout for them. But wouldn't have played enough games to win.
no.
the same as me. I think he was good against us too. He fights and he just does a good job for their team.
Yeah, and Aaron Pratt's a player that doesn't seem to get a lot. He's a good player, but he doesn't seem to get a lot of umpire votes.
No,
so
he was good against us too, I thought.
But been in the best players nine times, Pratty. So my
Trevorrow and Vanson's just for special mentions.
Yeah, they're good players, but thoughts on Maipo?
Maipo? Well, I reckon Jack Klusky would have won it if he played the whole
Full
year.
season.
Absolutely.
Goal
Outstanding.
kicking sentiment, eh?
Probably kicked 6 and had 35 one game. So if you don't get 3 votes at least for that.
Against you guys.
Yeah, he was outstanding. Yep. So, no, very good footballer, but again, probably hadn't played enough game. Bloke that's really impressed me is Riley Robinson. I reckon he would have the most intercept marks in the whole league. I think he's been outstanding. I think he'd catch the umpire's eye, so I'm not going to say he's going to win it, but I reckon a top 5 or 6 finish for Riley.
Yeah. You think the same?
Yeah, same thing. I like Jack Wilkins too, up forward.
Yeah,
He's
a goal kicker.
He gets a bit. They've got some good players. I thought they were, our game blew out, by 6 goals, but I thought they were very close and very competitive side. But I thought Robinson was good. Klusky was good against us too, but he didn't play enough.
No,
so.
he was there at the start, then went down back to Glenelg and then come back again. And I think he would have won it had he stayed. Or had Coakley stayed, he probably would too. But so for me, Riley Robinson, 9 best players for him. So, Cats, your thoughts for the Cats?
Yep. For me, Alex Sidford, I think he's a standout. Clearance king, right under the umpire's eye, so I expect him to finish in the top 2 or 3. I think he's had a really consistent season, so he would be my pick at the Cats. They've got a lot of consistent players, but probably no standouts. So Brad Thompson last year was obviously outstanding. I don't think he's had quite the season, and a lot of other blokes, like Richardson early and that, but I expect Alex Sidford to finish really high.
Do you think Sanders will get a few, kicking 50 goals?
I think he should get some votes. He hasn't been in the best players heaps for the Cats, but
he kicks a few goals.
He has kicked some. He's kicked 53 and.
Steady's a clearance player, so he's just.
And you've probably seen a fair bit of Steady, haven't you? And he's won some. He's won some Alley medals too, hasn't he? So he knows how to do it.
And you've got the old dog there too, Clint.
I put him down. He has 6 best players. So
it's just hard.
Just a great player, isn't he?
Absolutely. I was surprised he played. I really thought he was going to give up. I thought he was going to retire. Now he's playing A grade and hold his own.
And doing well. Yeah, exactly.
That's time for him too.
Yeah, good stuff. So, Imps?
Well, I had a look, and I reckon Louis Di Michel got the best players in the first 9 games for Imps, and I reckon he would probably been up there early in the year, but probably dropped off through a few injuries and whatever. But for me, Jack Penfold, super consistent, great player to watch, definitely will catch the umpire's eye, so he'll finish very high.
Yeah.
Anyone like Harrowfield?
Yeah, again,
he's another tough footballer.
And
I know he's ageing, but I just think he impresses me.
He doesn't kick as many goals as what he used to, but he sets them up.
Oh, absolutely.
He really is. So.
And Luke, Michelle, he just dictates the games. So he'll get votes too, no doubt.
Yeah, well, you can thank his form to me because I was the one that said he couldn't ruck, and he's now one of the best players going around. So I think I spurred Louis Dion. But 12 best players for Louis Di Michel, and I think your runner-up is going to be out of one of those two, I reckon. I just don't know whether they've done enough, either Louis or Jack, to perhaps win it, but I reckon they're going to be runners-up.
Possessions, Penfold, 27 goals.
And 27, exactly. He's a goal-kicking mid. Jervois.
Yeah, there'll be a spread there. I reckon Josh Scott's had some outstanding games and he'll definitely get votes. I reckon Lockie Thomas will get some, 31 or 32 goals for the year, catches umpire's eye. But for me, Zane Barry, I reckon he's super consistent, beautiful left foot kick. I'm not sure of his vote history in the past, whether he does get the umpire's votes, but for me, he's one of their most valuable players, so I think he'll finish really high.
Yeah, I think Zane Barry's form early on was just fantastic. He'll get some votes early, perhaps petered off a little bit in the back half of the season. A little bit surprised Josh got 10 best players, but he's obviously snuck under the radar a little bit there.
He's kicked 50 goals.
He's kicked 50.
I'd expect him to get some.
Exactly.
Top 3 against us both times. I thought he kicked enough. He kicked 5 one week against us, and I thought he was in that mix, and he's kicked
played a reasonable amount of centre forward too.
He has played up a little bit. Let's talk about the Suns.
Yeah, where do we start?
Well, you need to narrow this down. Now, we've only got a certain amount of time here, but...
Yeah, I think they've had some really consistent players. I reckon Ben Moroney, in most games, has influenced the games. You could probably say the same about Josh Misson, but not quite as influential as I thought he might have been. But for me, the standout is Rory O'Driscoll. Super consistent, kicked 19, 20 goals, clearance king, as Alex Sidford is. So... Yeah, Rory's my favourite.
Yeah.
I think he'll win it.
I'm with Baz. I mean, I think Rory will be in our top three. I mean, top three of the medal count. I think he's deserved to be up there. But we've got a spread too. Tom Keogh early in the season.
exactly.
Tom Keogh early in
Yep.
the season. We've got and Josh Smithson, you say, and I mean. And then we've got Ben Moroney, who probably, if he finished a little better, he'd probably be a lot higher too.
Yeah.
But he gets enough of the footy, you know, and that as well. So,
And today's game could be critical for a Ben Moroney or a Rory O'Driscoll to actually win the medal today.
I agree.
So
get a space out here today. So
Absolutely.
They'll
It'll suit 'em.
They'll suit 'em at Manham. I think,
Absolutely.
those guys, so.
I think the winner is, I've got Smithson written down and O'Driscoll. Rory O'Driscoll has been in the best players most out of anyone else in the league.
Yeah.
13 best players, kicked 18 goals.
Yep.
I think he's going to win the male medal this year. But it's going to be close. It's going to be close, and I think it's either going to be a Penfold or Di Michelle that are going to be runners up. So I think that's sort of where it is. So, 18th September, Murray Ridge Racecourse. It will be live on RMFL TV. It's going to be a massive night, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll be hosting that with Adam Hurl and Mark Stein will be announcing the juniors on the night, so our junior president, so it's going to be a massive night. Let's keep moving, and we're going to have a look at some Facebook. Don't go to Air Rocket because we've got match quiz coming up in a minute. Captain's he's been practicing all week, you know, so yeah.
Not get me too.
He gets a little bit competitive, but don't worry, I've thrown a
Those are
couple.
footy questions.
More than
Oh,
just
they
a
are.
little-
Yeah, and I've thrown a couple of Crows ones in there, so that's all good.
Nothing to do with the stock
me out.
market, Rocket. So get
helping me out.
out of your ground.
All right, let's have a look at the Suns first, please, Bads, on the Facebook.
Yep, so save the date for junior presentations at Lameroo, the 28th of September, Lameroo seniors, and then on the 7th of October, the juniors are at Lameroo on the 28th, seniors on the 7th of October at Penaroo. Is that right?
Yep, lovely work, thank you. And Imps, please, Captain.
Yeah, so there's a couple of photos there. They had a father and son training night because they had the bye this week, so they thought they'd lightened up a bit. A lot of the fathers brought their old Guernseys out. The funniest one was Ash Morrell and the old Ponda Grass Parrots jumper. But people made a lot of comment on Daishi and
He could play.
how fit he was to play. I think Chili Chandler said, gee, we'll strap you up and tie you up.
Yeah, he wanted to recruit him out to Talam Bend.
next year. So, yeah, so that was a good night.
No, good stuff. And we'll just move on to Jervois now. And there it is. It's a big day there out at Jervois. And they've got the actual Young Bloods night game, like Bloods Games night, sorry, I should say. And also the reverse raffle will be drawn tonight out there. Maipolonga.
Yep, so game day at Maipo v Tailem Bend. If you support either team, head out to Maipo for a great day's footy.
The Cats, please, Captain.
Yeah, certainly, and this is an interesting one. A great picture of the Cats leadership group. They met at Raucon Community, and Clyde Rigney Senior delved into the First Nations history and the road ahead, and many more things there with those leaders. So that probably would be a good little exercise for that group.
Yeah, it was. I spoke to Adam. He said it was a fantastic day and everything else. So they did. That was a really good day. Ramblers. Here we have it. We have 8 new inductees into the Ramblers Football Club Legends Hall of Fame. There was Ron Schubert, Trevor Mundy, Lynette and Ray Bold, Ron Liebelt, Mick O'Neill, Dennis Billing and Robert Button. So congratulations to all those inductees. Manon, please, Baz.
So their food bank drive, well done to Mick Heward on organising this. Great cause, well done.
Well done to him. Storm, please, Captain.
Yeah, now Storm have come out and reappointed Adam Clun during the week, which is a great appointment for them. It's good for them to lock him away for another year. They know they've got a bit of work to do, and he's the right guy to take him forward. And did a great job with his own side as well, and he got some experience in the West as the runner for the state team. So well done, Adam.
Okay, a little bit of theme music here for this one. Tailem Bend is going to be the player review tonight, and I'm hearing rumours.
Oh, no.
The scene from Full Monty is going to be out there, right?
Hope it's on
Chili
video.
Chandler, Perks, Coakley, all the big guns with the tight abs are going to be out there tonight. So if you're doing nothing in Tailem Bend, I'd get along for that one, all right? Killing the music.
Hope we're doing some training for that.
I reckon Coakley won't need to do too much, but Tailem Bend, big night out there tonight for the player reviews. So now let's have a look at this week's games, and we'll have a look at the very first game. It is the Jervois v Ramblers, please, Captain.
Yeah, so Jervois out, it's Josh Scott. Now I just want to touch on this while I can, because last week in the box I said he fell over his shoelace, and I'll take that back. Went to the videotape, and he actually made, there was contact, front-on contact from Luke Harrell going for the footy. It's all above board.
Yep.
So just apologise for that comment, for the fact that Josh hit the ground. Now, don't forget, it's boy cry wolf, because he's done it before,
Yeah.
and you lie on the ground, and he's not the only one. We have a lot of players come up from Sample. They'll try and milk a free from the umpire, and a lot of times it works. So, but to Josh, he's out with concussion through the protocols this week. Get back there, mate. We'll see you in the finals next week. So yeah, I was wrong.
Yep.
He did slip over his
First
shoelace.
mistake ever?
First mistake.
Yep.
Probably the second one.
Yep.
But it
Okay.
was definitely a bit
Right.
of front on contact, and it was
Yeah.
and the flight of the ball guy, Harrifield, going back with the flight of the ball and just clipped him in the head. So
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, sure. And that sort of stuff, Josh, take that on the
Exactly.
chin, but it's probably his grandma that might ring you or something like that. So
Let her go. Benny Hansen, he's out now. We think it's the other hamstring.
it is.
So just not sure how he'll come back from that one. Josh Holding and Brad Towell is out. In Bailey Muller, Noah Attrell, Luke Klusky. So I thought he was going to be a longer term injury.
Yeah,
Matt
he's been out for a
and
fair
Josh
few
Hipper.
weeks now.
I
He's-
think
yeah.
that a week early in what they first thought. So,
So there you go. So that'll be good to get a run under his belt before they hit at the finals.
Yep.
Rounders outs Curtis Mundy and Alex Hine, and in Malik Edwards and Kyle Watts.
Right, what's going to happen out there today?
Oh,
At
I think-
Jervois.
Do Jervois want to put up a heap of percentage and try and get up above the Suns here and go all out and try and win it, or they just want to happy to just take the points and go into next week? And I think that's probably what I don't think they're going to go too hard today.
No.
I mean, they'll take the points,
Yep.
sit in, go into next week, and hopefully they can get these boys back in.
So Jervois will win by how much?
Probably 40 points.
Rightio. Okay, Badge, your thoughts on the game?
yeah, much the same. I don't think there's any point in Jervois changing the way they play to try and win by 100 points to get second spot, first top spot. I think they'll just go about their business. They'll win pretty easily. But I expect Ramblers to have a real crack. I actually reckon that they've been quite successful this year. And tell me if I'm wrong, but 6 or 7 wins, I reckon
Yep.
that they would be quite happy with that. So they'd want to finish strongly, but they won't beat Jervois.
Yep. Your thoughts, Rocket?
No, I think without Scott though, that probably so scoring potential probably a little bit down on what they normally would be. So, and Hansen out too. Well, he's a goal kicker too, so they'll lose a bit of their scoring, but they'll still win.
Yeah.
I would have said about 8 to 10 goals and that. So
Yeah.
somewhere around that figure. Ramblers have a go though. They'll start hard and they're physical and they get at the footy and they hold you up. So it depends how long they can hold on for. I say. So
Yeah.
the Jervois will win.
And tell me, what's your thoughts on the top spot? Do you like that week off, or would you prefer to just keep on playing?
I probably prefer to keep playing, because we've missed a week recently too.
Yeah.
So the Suns have only missed last week with a bye. So if we finish top, we miss another bye, and then
Yeah.
if we win again, you have another week off. So
Yeah.
3 games in 6 weeks. Does that work?
Yeah.
Can you tell me?
Yeah.
Is that best scenario? or
Yeah.
should we keep playing? So I don't know. I don't know if it's on Nick's mind. I haven't spoken to him about it. But I just think we've got to get our form back. I thought we've been a bit off the last few weeks, like playing wise.
Yep.
And if we can get back and play some really good footy, that's all I reckon we should be thinking of, concentrating on.
Okay. Yep.
You want to flirt with form?
No.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Jervois win by how much, do you reckon?
Oh, I said 8 to 10 goals,
Yep.
probably. Or 8 goals, so
8 goals.
Yep.
Rightio. No, very good. Let's have a look at the next game, please, Baz.
Coorong Cats versus the Storm. Storm outs, Josh Deegan and Mitch Olive. Ins, Mac Pedrick and Sam Carter. Cats out, a few out here, whether they've
Yes.
been rested, I'm not too sure. You've probably got the intel here.
I
But
have.
Charlie Fisher,
Yep.
Sam Plungers, Clinton Walker and Lockie Richardson. Their ins, Will Angus, Charlie Allgrove, Paddy Barrett and Ben Schaefer. Yeah, so Lockie Richardson, I would suggest, is having a little rest to get ready for the
Yeah,
finals.
resting Walker as well.
Okay, yep,
But Fisher and Plungers are both hurt knees.
right, yep.
But
Bad long term?
No, not long term. No. I think meniscus, something like that.
Yeah.
So but hey, it's going to be touch and go whether they're going to be back this year, sort of thing. So,
okay.
yeah.
missed pledges,
And Will Angus's first league game back from his knee reconstruction. Well done to Will, and obviously Paddy Barrett's been out for a couple of weeks, and Ben Schaefer, young fellow Ben Schaefer. So just a small little rover style, small forward is what Benny Schaefer is.
Yep.
Your thoughts, tips? Who's going to win?
Me?
Yeah.
The Cats, too strong. Again, Storm will try hard, but they just have not got the cattle, haven't got the quality, so Cats will win by plenty in the end.
Yep, captain.
Cats by plenty.
Cats by plenty.
Yeah, me too. With Ploges and that out, I mean, it'll make a bit difference because he's been a real good player for them as he's come
Yeah.
in and all that. He's
Yeah.
just made a difference to their side too, I think, in the last 6 or 8 weeks. So,
Yep.
but yeah, they've rested a few, so they know they're playing next week and they know who they're going to play. So,
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
they'll win, and they'll win well.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, and I think the Cats will win today, and like I said, that's probably smart move. Just resting those couple of players, and Lockie Richardson's form's been good, so he needs a little rest apparently. Same with Clinton Walker, so I think that's a good move. Right, let's have a look at the next game, please, Captain.
Yeah, so Tailem Bend versus Mike Palonga out at Tailem Bend. Last match for Tailem. Damon Pake, Ethan Qualman and Brody Leggett are out. Into the side, Kane Mason, Brody Edwards and Adam Lee. Maipo out is Sam Elliott, Jack Freestone, Riley Walton and Harry Stone. And coming in is Reagan Gotch, Mark Thurston, Mostyn Payne and Nick Lewis. Yeah, definitely Mike Palonga are on a real crusade here. They don't want to muck around with any form, and they, like we talked about Klusky and what he's brought to the side, they've grown another league, so they want to take good form into next week, and they'll win by plenty out at Tailem Bend today.
That's
Exactly the same. Maipo by plenty. I reckon they're the form side, and I reckon they're peaking at the right time. So, yeah, they're going to be a threat in the finals, and they will smash Tailem today.
rightio. And Rocket?
I like the style too. I'm a bit of a Maipo fan. I mean, we played them and won by 6, but only felt like a 2-goal game. That's how I felt.
Yep.
Klusky, you know, they've got some good players. You know,
You got to tag him basically, don't you?
You do. You know, Homish and all those guys. They're good, and like I said, Wilkins and all that. They've got good forward hit up too. So no, I like them. I mean, I reckon they're the they might surprise a couple. You know, it'll be a good game between them and the Crying Cats next week. So
Absolutely.
they'll beat Tailem today.
Alrighty. I'm going to go with an upset here. At the start of the week, I picked Maipo. I'm going to change my thoughts on that. I reckon Maipo are a bit battered and beaten up after the Cats last week.
Yep.
And so I think, a big upset here. And you heard it first. I think Tailem are going to win just today.
See you
So,
later, I've got a sportsbook account.
Because they're having a show tonight too. Maybe they'll get themselves up.
oh,
and
look,
show
they want to be
bit
up
of
and
glory.
about. They want to be up and about there for tonight. So they'll get the win. Last game, the big game here today, Bads.
Yep. So Manham's out. Aidan Holland, big out there. Jacob Cook is also out. Ian's, Nick Linder and Josh Rosenwig. Sun's out. Josh Smithson just being rested back at the Crows. And Luke Stevenson is out. Ian's, Callum Thomas and Geordie Jones comes back in.
Question
Yes.
about Josh Smithson. So when you say rested at the Crows,
Well,
he's actually named in there 22 or whatever.
They rest him at full forward, don't they, Baz?
Yeah, they do. They rest him back there and then he comes back and plays for the Suns.
They're running him into form.
Yeah.
So that's
Four kicks, 3
they're
goals
top of the
last
Centre one.
Yep.
They're top or second in the Centre.
That's second.
So they'll play finals.
They will. They
That'll impact your guys' Suns final program, won't it?
yeah.
So you're not taking priority over the Crows. You haven't said the Crows you can have him as long as we got him back to the finals.
Me.
Yeah. Well,
don't
you're the
think
king of the
I'm
valley. I don't know who else would say it, but
Won't you threaten to throw Mickey Godden out the family if
I
you
will,
don't?
yeah, I will. We'll work something
It'd be
out.
sad to have him all year and lose him now, but I mean,
Yeah.
but hey, you've got to further your future anyway.
Yeah.
If he's, and he kicked 3 goals last week, and they had a great win against Sturt. So
yep.
yeah, he's a talented footballer.
Actually,
Oh,
another
absolutely.
question around that is then Crows finish their season this weekend in the league, AFL.
Yep.
Any players in there that can qualify for Sandford that would then drop
There,
Josh out?
there is, and that might help the Suns. I think there's quite a few that they will be able to, because the rules have sort of changed. So the
Yeah.
eligibility of some players that have played in the AFL
Yep.
in recent times, they can come back, including
Henry?
Glant, who's playing today, McHenry definitely. There's quite a few.
Yeah.
So
Stay
I don't
tuned.
know.
Yeah.
Good luck to Josh. I hope he does play at the highest level.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see him back at the Suns too.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Captain, your tips?
Out here now, the Suns. The Suns, like we said, won't flirt with form. They'll just go and try their best football today.
Yep.
And they need to play it. And like you say, they might only play 3 games in 6 weeks. So the Moz will make them good games.
Yeah. Rockets, your thoughts
No,
today?
I'm hoping we win well and play well. I just hopefully we get the ball, and then Ben Roney suits in this big ground.
Yeah.
Plenty of space up forward. He'll just run rampant, I hope. And,
Yeah.
and someone they'll have to tag him up. And
Yeah.
probably got a Tom Keogh, like I said, and we talk about Tom Howard up forward. He's dangerous too. And
Yeah.
So we've got too many dangerous players, and our defence is solid too with McNeely and that back there. So
Yeah.
so we'll be all right.
Tell me, who's your favourite player at the Suns?
I've got a few. Well, I don't. It's good to see these Pointeroo guys because there was an Emery, you know,
Yep.
to see Rory O'Driscoll and Ben Maloney and those type of guys every week play, and Tommy Howard and all those. I mean, it's impressed me. They've really impressed me.
Yep.
The way they play their footy.
Yep.
I said I saw them once in 6, and maybe they had a bad day against us, but it was hard to judge them. But now I see them every week.
Yeah.
They are really good
Yeah,
players.
really
I mean,
good.
They're good, honest footballers that attract the footy and
Yeah.
clear really well and play really well.
So-
Play tall. And
Well, it's some of the
clean
best country footballers going around that you've got in that,
Yeah,
that
I know,
side.
absolutely.
Who's your best young talent? Who's the best young one out there?
Well, Callum Thomas is one of our young guys. He's good. Tommy Werfer was another one I really
Yep.
like.
Yep.
Plays half back, plays wing,
Yep.
and that as well. I like him. And And young Oscar Barrett, who rucks. I mean, he's only 18 and
Yeah.
raw, but does a good job.
Got some talent,
Just
yeah.
got to do a bit more around the ground, but he learns that with maturity and experience, and he'll get better. But, So they're up there. We've got a few. So yeah, we're not an old side anyway.
Oh, no.
No, we're far from. You know,
No.
Alex Gowes, he's a bit older, but still hits in and does his job really well.
Yeah.
I've got a question.
30, but still plays well.
These guys didn't start at the start of the year, but two guys, Brett Pedersen and Christian Vince.
Yeah.
They weren't right there right at the start.
No,
Was there any reason for that?
Oh, no, well, injuries and that, I
Yeah.
thought. But Vince, well, I mean, look, hey, he's
a
good as they
powerhouse.
come to. Absolute strength, and clearance work, and can mark it, kick at both feet. He can do everything. I mean, he's a match winner, I call him.
I think it's a great example of you don't have to have great pace or you don't have to be an athlete. Not saying that Christian's not an athlete, but he is reasonably strong and heavy. But
Caught our eye at Talon Bend that
controls
night.
games of footy.
In the middle.
And Pedersen too. He's a different character and a different cat, but he can play.
Yeah.
There's no doubt he's got it, and I'm just hoping he saves his best for last too, because he's good in patches. He's got beautiful foot skills, great awareness, and
Yeah.
I've got a bit of time for him. So
For sure.
the next few
Now,
weeks will be testing. for
Question,
him.
last question. Are you good enough to go all the way? In your first year in the Rivermurray Football League, how big would that be, Rocket, if you
Oh,
happen
that'd
to
be
win
great.
it?
I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself too, but it's been a great season, and people say, it's been a great season, and I hope the blokes don't listen to that, because I think it's winnable.
Yeah.
And I think hopefully they go, no, we can win this.
Absolutely.
And I hope they don't say, and everyone pats them on the back and say, yeah, we've had a great season.
Oh,
Is that
you've done
good
well
enough?
for now, yeah.
I want them to, I want the blokes to say, no, we can win this.
Yeah.
I want them to, think that they can win it too, not think, get a pass. We've gone a road, and everyone's saying, we've gone okay, it's enough to get to the prelim. But is it?
Yeah.
In their eyes, I hope it's
Yeah.
not. I hope they want to push as hard as and far as they can too. So,
Absolutely.
but
They've got to
they're
have
good
that hunger from now on, don't they?
they're a good group, so I think that I can see what they want. And
Yeah.
They want to,
Through the chair, Hoodie.
Yes, mate.
Through the chair.
Yes.
Another question for you, Rocket. A year ago, or bit over a year ago, when we weren't sure on the future of the Mallee League, and we had one or two meetings up at Lamoureux there, big community groups. Could you see this moment? Like, could you see what's unfolded? I think you would be honest to say you never ever saw it being like this.
I thought it would happen one day, but honestly I thought it would happen 3 to 5 years. I thought we were stable enough for a while, and then a few issues happened. There was a few changes, what happened mid-season, and a few clubs were struggling and all that. So no, it did preempt what I thought. I thought we'd be still in the the Mallee League for another 3 to 5 years. But to say that, I'm actually glad it's happened, because it's given a lot of blokes a freshen up too.
Yep.
From our we've been doing it tirelessly out there for a long time,
Yeah.
and the same people. And you go to the footy, and you don't see many people at the footy.
And look at the crowds now.
And it allows me, and it's given me a lease of life again.
Yeah.
I've come again, and where I was going to probably say, it's about time I let go and did something else. But
You're up and
it's
about
good.
again.
But it's meeting people. You know, like guys that from MyPo or from Taylor, and guys that I played footy against, State Country or wherever it was. You talk and you mix them. Nord. Those like James that I MyPo chat to him the other week. And great.
It's
I've
great,
really
isn't it?
enjoyed it.
One thing I've noticed about the Suns too, and they've come together really, really well organised, and their social media is number one. And then I look at the volunteer lists and the rosters that they put out, and I thought, this mob are overflowing with people to put their hand up.
Yeah.
That's completely reverse of what you guys were going through. And the other one I wanted to touch on was the first day that you guys played the Cats at Tintinara. And the message I got, it was kids walking around with their footy gear on, with big smiles on their faces, and netball outfits, new gear, and it just seems like it's a big reinvigoration.
That round one, I'd never been to a Rivermurray Football League home and away season and had a buzz like there was that day.
Well, you're
I
talking
almost had to
SANFL
park
game,
outside.
right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
SANFL game,
It was.
right,
It was unbelievable, and the crowd was massive, and all that sort of thing. So it's been great.
Through you two, to be honest with you, I honestly thought we'd go north. Because I thought Pinaroo Lamoureux, the road access, everything
thought
was
that
going.
too.
Yeah.
But the survey showed, people were prepared to come this way. So, but it's been a great decision, I think.
Netball was a big factor in it.
And
absolutely.
And everyone said, starting at 8 o'clock and doing that. But we've relished it, and the kids have relished it, and the parents have come, and I think it's been a great.
It's been a win-win for
Fantastic.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's been a win-win for everyone. So, hey, we could talk footy
all
all day if we.
Terrible, aren't we?
Absolutely. So we better just keep moving because it's actually time now.
Oh, is it?
For the award-winning match
Then show
quiz.
me the answers.
Yeah. No, I haven't had to talk to you about them. But now, can we have our props manager, please, Jimmy, to bring the buzzers in, and please do not play with the buzzers until you're asked to, Captain.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yep. And we've got to make sure you have the professionals facing the camera.
righto.
So we're just going
Oh, it's
to
just up.
we're going to test the buzzers now. Now,
Captain.
Baz.
and you got to say Rocket.
Rocket. Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
So
Sorry.
now you've got to be quick.
Yep.
Baz has been pretty slow, but he's quick as a flash down
Oh,
there.
is he?
So you
Oh,
got
I mean,
He
he's
actually
good.
cheats.
Oh,
Yeah.
does he?
Before
yeah.
he even speaks, he's going, Captain,
oh,
Captain.
so he knows all
and
the
gets
questions.
the-
No, he doesn't
Yeah.
know the questions. All right, so let's get into
When
it.
you're no good at it, you say he cheats.
Right. He actually won last week too, but that was only just. Oh, no, he didn't. Matty won last week.
Matty did.
Yeah, Matty did. All right, question number 1. What years did the Adelaide Crows win their first 2
Baz.
premierships? Baz.
97 and then 98.
Yes, correct. Wonder Baz. Right. The Daesh Irrigation and Fodder Player of the Year, round 17. So last week, Cats v Maipo. Who got 3 votes for the Cats?
Rocket.
Yes.
Hamish Dow.
Yes, correct.
Best on ground.
Yes, he was. Well done. Good young player too, Rocket. That's one to you. You're yet to score yet, Captain. Who won the Women's Soccer World Cup?
Captain.
Baz. Yes, Captain.
Spain.
Yes, correct. Spain. Was it Argentina or Spain? Spain, all right. Yeah,
That's
just
minus
checking on
1 to
that.
you.
She was Spain.
It's my second mistake for the day. Rightio. Right, now, question number 4. Focus. Crows v Freo. Who kicked the controversial point? Last week.
Captain.
Baz, so it wasn't against free.
Oh, wasn't it Freo?
Oh,
3
Who,
mistakes.
who was it? Who was it? Sydney. 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 Did I
Rocket.
say?
Baz.
Yeah, no, Rocket got
Keys.
that. Yeah, Keys. Sorry, Baz. No. Well, he helped me with who it was.
Jimmy, come sit here and
Swans.
this bloke.
Rightio. Here we go. Yeah, that was cross out Freo. It was the Swans. Rightio. All right. Sun superstar Ben Maroney wears what number?
Captain. 3.
Oh yeah, that was for you guys.
Yeah, no,
Right,
I
Captain
knew, I thought
Evan.
he was quick.
Yeah, I told you. You got to watch him.
Yeah.
All right. So Captain's on 2, Rocket's on 2, Baz is on 1. All right. At what grounds will the first week of the finals be
Captain.
played? See, he did that.
Yeah,
He did that. Yep.
boys.
Yep.
And Michael.
And, oh,
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll give you 1 point for that. Actually, you don't get 2 point for each question. All right. In the Mallee League, how many premierships did Pekin Districts win?
Baz.
Yes.
1.
In what year?
Oh, about
Yes.
2007, 8?
Yeah, that's correct. A point each. Point each. Yep. We've got half each, you see. Right. Question number 8. How many goals did Essendon kick last night?
Baz.
Yep.
They got 4.
Incorrect.
Rocket.
Yes.
3.
Correct. All right. So Rocket's out on front on 4. Captain's 3. Baz is on 2. All right. Question number 9. Dutton's a great sponsor of the RMFL, and Mark Machete, the 2001 male medalist, is dealer principal of Dutton Ford. Spell his surname.
Captain.
Yep.
MARCHETTI.
Yeah, correct. Oh, this is put Captain on the 4, Rocket's on 4, Baz is on 2. All right. Question number 10. Who am I? Okay, who am I? Rightio. I'm Matt Hood. Is this a trick question? All right. What is your name? Okay. He was born on the 10th of April, 1962, and was 16 when he was recruited from Mandurah, Western Australia. He began his VFL career with Richmond in 1980. He played 43 games and kicked 156 goals at Richmond. He asked to be transferred to Collingwood in 1984 after the 1984
Captain.
season.
Oh.
Yes?
Brian Taylor.
Yeah, that is correct.
BT!
Brian Taylor. Let me just finish it off. He, in 1985, he joined Collingwood, kicked 100 goals in 1986 to win the Coleman Medal. Now a commentator for 7 Network and is famous for roving Brian. Yes, all right. So
Knew it too.
I'm close. All right, so that gives the captain 1, but I'm going to go to the tiebreaker, just in case, just to say someone can, you can get a win here or you can draw. All right, where is Manham on the armour for a ladder?
Captain.
Yes.
7th.
Oh, he got it right. He's good. He's good, and he wins the final match quiz for the year.
We've got a check.
Oh, well done.
I'm not playing anymore.
Yeah, enough. Yeah, the pats are gone. The buzzer's
Yep.
gone. Fair enough. All right, now.
Go and get your head up, mate. Your teeth are making
Yeah.
sparks on the ground.
So that's match quiz. So that's the. This is the very last show for before the game for this year. Come and get the props, Jimmy. There we go. Good stuff. So I want to thank Denise and Mary Lou in production. We've got Griffo on the camera today. Jimmy, our props manager. Out of the camera, please, Jimmy. And a big thank you to the captain, the king of the Mallee, Baz Barrett, Rodney Rocket Maynard. Thanks for jumping in.
No,
I do appreciate that. And again, massive big thank you to our sponsors of Before the Game, Professionals Murray Bridge. We do thank them very much. I'm Matthew Hood. Thanks for watching.